How do you talk openly and honestly with your teenage son about his really unhealthy relationship with his girlfriend because it's tearing your family apart? That is today's question on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I help kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I run two organizations, the group Private Practice Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I have the honor of answering your parenting questions live on Facebook, and today is no exception. Let's jump into today's Tips on Teens. Our 16-year-old son has been fighting depression, anxiety, and anger issues for years now. He has a girlfriend who he's been with since January. We don't care for her as she's very manipulative. He doesn't see it, even though she calls him names, lies, etc. We also have reservations about his foster mother, who asked if he could spend the night. She assured us she would be home and they would not be in the same room. We agreed. 2 days after, my son left his cell phone in my truck and I left for work. He's been so angry and secretive lately, so I went in his phone and saw all the messages. One was telling his girlfriend that if I call the foster mom, to make sure she doesn't tell me she won't be home while he's there. And then I see videos and pictures of both my son and girlfriend naked and doing sexual favors to each other. Ew. Also, messages from the girlfriend accusing him of cheating and talking badly about us to him. We are so angry, and he's doing these things and don't get how he doesn't see what she's doing to him. Before he was with her, he'd hang out with friends and was happy. Now, he's angry with everyone and everything, depressed and not wanting to live. He just started medication from a doctor, but my husband and him have always gone along great, but now my husband is afraid our son will physically hurt him. This girlfriend is bad news, and we don't know what to do or say. Can you please help? I hope so. It's a really difficult situation for any family. Luckily, I had the opportunity to talk to this mom on the phone a day or two ago to get a little more information. Excuse me. And one of the problems is she lives in a very rural area. She's hours from a major city. So there's very limited access to therapy in her area. And the therapy that is in her area is way too expensive. So, obviously, especially with COVID right now, there's a lot of, places doing, sessions online. We're doing the same thing, like our nonprofit, we would be a perfect fit for them. Unfortunately, this family is outside of California. We can only extend to the California border of who we can help. So I gave this mom reference to the state she's in. Like in California, most therapists belong to an association called the California Association of Marriage and Family Therapists. And you can go to them and you can look for resources, and they kind of help you find resources in your area. So I gave this mom a similar resource to the state she's in to find affordable therapy that's close to her, whether it's online, it's face-to-face, something. This family needs a lot of help. And this young man may need to be in inpatient treatment. He's, sounds like he's suicidal. He just got medication, which I guess is a step in the right direction, but he's going to need that therapy on top of the medication to help him really sort through all those thoughts and feelings that's going on, help him really understand what is going on with this relationship with this toxic girlfriend and this toxic family. And it's not that they're a foster family. There are plenty of wonderful foster families, but this one in particular, according to this mom, is unhealthy. The boundaries are not there that need to be there. This mom is also really afraid that this girl is going to, if he breaks up with her, she's going to threaten him and accuse him of things that, aren't true. Accordingly, there's a history of this in her past. So there's a lot of fear. There's probably a lot of fear for this young man. He probably loves her. He probably thinks she's, he wants this relationship. This relationship gives him a sense of power, gives him a purpose. He wants to help her. And if he just loves her a little bit more, just does this a little bit better, maybe you guys will be happy. And of course it won't be. He needs help. She needs help. Hopefully they both get the help they need. But I think what's really important here, a couple things to think about is this mom went through his phone. And many of you think that's totally appropriate. Some of you don't think it's appropriate. If you choose to do this, you have to keep in mind that you are opening up a can of worms that you may or may not be prepared for. You open up this can of worms and you see pictures and text and all that stuff of things you probably already knew, but now it's in your head, now you know, which gives you this righteous anger, which doesn't help anyone, right? But also now you got to hold on to it. Now if you tell your son, hey, I saw all this stuff on your phone, now he feels betrayed. Now any sense of trust has been destroyed even further. So you got to be prepared that you may not want to do that. It's like if your kid's got a journal, going and read the journal is not necessarily the best idea, because you're going to read things that is going to shock you and you may not understand the context. And now it's like, well, do I tell my son that I read through all his stuff and break that trust and confirm what's going on? Or do I not talk about it and wonder what's going to happen now and stay up all night? So everyone's going to make their own choice on this. And you have to be prepared. If you go in and get this information and break this trust, you've got to be prepared for it. And it's a tough situation. This kid needs therapy. The family probably needs some therapy as well. Not that I think everyone needs therapy for everything, but this is a very chaotic, dangerous situation. We don't want to wait till this young man does something rash and tries to hurt himself or hurt someone else. He was hanging out with friends before this girlfriend, but according to this mom, he was dealing with depression and anger long before. So this needs attention. Let me see. I thought there was one other thing I wanted to say, but of course these things slip my mind when you're live. You never know what's going to happen. Anyways, hopefully this family is able to find help in their area that's low cost, or at least online sessions that's low cost. If you're in this kind of situation, one other thing, if you're in this situation, do not badmouth the girlfriend. As much as you may want to, as much it is so obvious that she is toxic and unhealthy and bad news, the more you badmouth the girlfriend, the more you try to get him to see how bad she is, the more he's going to want to defend her, and the more he will put her on a pedestal. You have to remember that this relationship will end, and eventually he will see it, and you have to just be there, the calm, comforting support, so when it does come all crashing down, he has trust in you to lean on you for support. I had a family like this a couple years ago who was in a similar situation. And what they did is they made sure their son had a ready supply of condoms, and they made sure that this young girl, they paid for her to get the birth control shot. For 3 months, she was, had the birth control shot in her. Now, you may say that's good or bad or indifferent, but what these parents really wanted to make sure is that this girl did not get pregnant, because their 15-year-old son was not ready to be a father. So if this couple, this young man, this teenage boy and girl get pregnant, it complicates things dramatically. So you may want to do everything you can to make sure that they're not getting pregnant. And trying to stop them having sex, well, good luck with that. When teenagers really want to have sex, if they really want to do it, you're not going to stop them. They're going to sneak out of the house. You can't chain them to the dining room table. They're going to go out. They're going to go to school, even though it's COVID right now. They're going to find ways to have sex. You cannot stop two teenagers having sex if they want to. Make sure he's got condoms. Make sure, if you want to, pay for the birth control for her. Whatever you need to do, make sure they don't get pregnant. Because again, this relationship will end. Anyways, big topic. Love to talk to you more about it. Keep asking your questions. We love your questions. We have no question yet for next week, so feel free to email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com or direct messages right here on Facebook. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint from Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great Labor Day. Bye-bye, guys.